Howdy folks, welcome back to Collin Hills Homestead. I'm glad to see you again. Been out of it for about 2 weeks here. We had that severe winter weather come through Texas. Hey, we're not prepared for that, guys. Texas is not prepared for, -3 degrees. That's what I experienced here at the house. One morning was -3 degrees. Now, we had about 5-6 days of real severe weather. The highest snow count that I've ever been through, I'm 50, and we had like 8 inches of snow. But the worst weather came when we had it starting to melt, and then the freezing rain and the ice. We did have a busted pipe here at the farm. I fixed that Saturday morning after it started melting. The weird thing is I bought a piece of property that is connected to this property that has a water meter, and then a PVC pipe coming about 10 inches to 16 inches above the ground with a water faucet on it. It didn't bust. It works fine. I went up there. That's how we watered the animals, during this. Be prepared. But preppers, hey, be realistic too. What were y'all thinking with the next day? You had 28 gallons of milk and 39 loaves of bread. What are you going to do with that? Stop going crazy. I know that we've seen a lot, in the last 2 years with COVID, and then this weather event, global, weather changes, whatever. But don't go crazy. Make yourself a little more self-sufficient. That's what I've talked about on this channel. Which this time of the year right now, you need to be planting your seeds. You need to be getting your garden ready. You need to be going ahead and thinking your strategy out on what you want to plant, what you're going to can, what you're going to freeze, what you're going to have to eat. That's what I'm doing here. Now, switching gears. I want to switch gears for a minute. We're going to talk a little bit about social media, Facebook, eBay, Etsy, Amazon, YouTube, all of that. So I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of people, and I learn something every day. And that's what you should strive to do, is learn something every day and try to share something. I'm not just here to teach. I'm in the medical field, and I go every day to work, and I feel like I'm teaching, but I learn something every day from the top, tier corporate people to the backbone of the company. And I try to give back. We need to make sure that we're paying attention and we're doing what we need to do, not only through the advice that we get, but through our successes and failures. Because that's how I've learned everything that I've learned. And I always have said this, it's a saying of mine, I learned everything the hard way. But, so I will give you some examples. We sell hatching eggs on eBay. We'll have some other sites, including a site of our own in the future. And I'm going to put a link to our eBay selling site in the description. We would love to have you as a customer. Our customers are always satisfied. We make sure of that. They get the best quality hatching eggs picked that day that they mail by me, and they have humongous success rates. So I just had a guy who said he ordered 12 fob fees, and he got 12 fob fees hatched. Well, I sent him 16 eggs because that's how I do it. So he ordered 12 plus fob fees. I sent him 16. He had 12 hatch. And he gave us a great compliment. Wonderful. That's awesome. I just had an incubator hatch that started 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and it's finished now. I brought it up and put it in. I brought the hatch up and the brooder up, and it's now in my quail barn on another piece of property. But I done the math. I had an 85% hatch rate. I had a 94% fertility rate. There's a difference. There's a difference in your fertility rate versus your hatch rate. Hatch rate is dependent on the individuals hatching the eggs. Fertility rate is what I sell. So I had a lady that told me she ordered, I don't know how many eggs from me. She ordered some Schofield Silver Collection eggs, which is, you're going to get 3, 4, or 5 different types of birds in that, 60% silver. But you're going to have some other birds hatch, like Tibetans and pastels and things of that nature, tuxedos. She was like, I only had 3, 4 birds hatch, and she was really kind of down on us. Which, in the year and a half we've been doing this, I've only had I can't even count on this hand. That would be too many. Probably this many customers that had a problem, and we fix those problems right away. We'll talk about that in a second. But back to this lady. She had these eggs, and she incubated. She only had 3 or 4 hatched, but she done an egg toppy afterwards, and all of her eggs were fertile, and there were developed chicks in the eggs, and they just didn't hatch. I tried to nicely let her know that wasn't our fault. I sold you fertile eggs. And she proved it by letting me know that the eggs were fertile. So, there's a lot of things that go into hatching eggs. Okay? A lot of things that go in. We're fixing to talk about a few of those. Some people claim that they get their eggs and they put a 50% or a certain portion of Listerine to water, and they spray their eggs and wash them down for bacteria to get off there and all this. I don't do that. I believe nature's bloom is the most important thing to leave on an egg if you're going to hatch an egg. If you're going to eat the egg, clean it up, wash it up, spit shine it, whatever you're going to do. But if you're going to hatch the egg, I think it needs to come natural. It needs to come straight from the bird, straight to the incubator, and go. Okay? Quail are not broody birds. They're not like chickens. They're not going to set their nest. So you take their eggs and you brood them. You incubate them. And that's what you have. So I had another lady that had a poor hatch rate. We made her happy, but her complaint was, everybody sets their quail eggs for 24 hours, fat side up. I know a lot of people say that. I'm not knocking anybody that says it. If that's what works best for them, that's great. That's good advice. I've done it before, but I don't do it. That's not my thing, okay? If I'm going to set a quail egg, fat side up, pointy side down, I'm going to set it in my egg turner and put it in my incubator and get 24 hours ahead of y'all. Why do you have to do that? I don't. I'm just letting you know it's not bad advice. I'm not telling you it's bad advice. I'm telling you to gather the advice from the internet. Use it. See what works best for you. And adapt and adopt and do what you have to do to make your thing work. The advice I give you is what works for me. The advice somebody else is giving you is what works for them. Doesn't mean mine is going to work for you or theirs is going to work for you. Maybe you take some of mine, some of theirs, some of yours, and that's what works. I've got great hatch rates. Great hatch rates. I have satisfied customers. I have a barn full of hundreds and hundreds of quail. I have above 80% hatch rates, above 90% fertility rates. I don't spray down my eggs with any kind of disinfectant. I don't let them sit on a counter for 24 hours, fat side up, before I put them in the incubator. I put them in the incubator. I monitor the temp. I monitor the humidity. At 14 days, exactly, I set my eggs. I increase the humidity. I have great hatch rates. Don't down me for what I do. I'm not going to down you. Like I said, take everybody's advice and do your own thing. Make your successes and your failures your own advice that you can give someone else. Sound good? Sounds good to me. All of our customers are happy because we make them happy. If something happens through human error with the Postal Service, we replace eggs. You know, it's happened once or twice, not many times. With the severe weather, winter weather that just happened, we talked to some of our customers and we delayed some of the shipments to go out, you know, this last week. Everybody's happy. Everything's great. We knew better than to send those eggs out during that winter storm. You just can't do that. Can't do it. I think I got my ham it up sister, one of my farm hands, who, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, she don't do much, folks. She don't. She tells me stories about stuff she's done, but I go look. She's not really done much. She hadn't. So, I'm going to end this video on this. I'm in the medical field. Get your COVID vaccinations. Please, guys. Get your vaccinations. If you can get the first one and the second one, that's great. I hear Johnson & Johnson has one coming out that's just one dose. Get your vaccinations. Get your COVID vaccinations, please. Think about someone other than yourself. Think about your grandmothers, grandfathers, if you still are lucky enough to have those. Think about your mom and dad, if you're lucky enough to have them. Think about your aunts and uncles, your nieces, nephews, your kids, your wife, your husband, your partner. Think about all those people. There's no reason for us to continue to see the death and dying that we've seen behind this disease. Please get your vaccinations. Colony Hills Homestead says, God bless you. Until next time. I've got a great video coming up. I've got a great video of a product from Wynola Ranch. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to make your job so much easier if you use their cages. It's coming to you. It's coming to you. I can't wait to bring it to you. It's exciting. It's made my life so much easier. Subscribe, share, like the video. We appreciate your support.